For spring break, Tracy and I took a trip to the south of France. We picked our travel location based on flight prices and couldn't have picked a better place. We arrived around lunchtime after a long overnight flight. There was rain in the forecast though, so we quickly took off exploring the city to make the most of the day before the storms came. We visited one of the most iconic viewpoints in the city, Castle Hill. The original castle was built in the 11th century, but after being under siege for centuries, was eventually dismantled. Now it's a viewpoint and public gardens with sweeping views of the Mediterranean and the town of Nice. We spent the rest of the evening strolling the streets of Old Town before grabbing a nice dinner, some gelato, and heading back to our hotel. The following morning there was rain in the forecast all day. We decided to head out for a quick breakfast and coffee run before heading out to Cap Ferrat. Cap Ferrat is a beautiful peninsula just a few minutes east of Nice by train. It offers hiking trails all along the coastline. We walked along the coast for about 4 hours, seeing harbors, beautiful houses, villages, and amazing coastal views. After a long and rainy hike, we headed back to Nice for another wonderful, relaxing dinner at La Pizza Crécy, which has been in Nice for almost 60 years. The rain finally cleared and we had a beautiful sunny day. We spent the day exploring various towns along the French Riviera. We started with the town of Antibes. The main attraction we wanted to see here was Fort Carr. It's a 16th century fort, and although it was used for 3 centuries, it was only attacked twice. During the French Revolution, Napoleon Bonaparte was imprisoned here. Eventually, in 1906, the site was deemed a historical monument. Today, you can tour the fort for a small fee and get amazing views on the walls. On a clear day, you can see all along the coast as well as the island of Corsica in the distance. Next up, we took the train to Monaco, our 20th country. It is the second smallest country in the world at less than 1 square mile. It's also one of the richest countries in the world, mostly due to no income tax, and is also considered the global hub of money laundering. 30% of the residents are millionaires. We first visited the Monte Carlo Casino, which was opened in 1865. We then walked down by the Monaco Harbor and Port Hercules, which can house up to 700 vessels. We were amazed at the amount of incredible yachts. After some research, we found a few that cost over $180 million and had operating costs of over $18 million a year. We then walked around part of the path for the Monaco Grand Prix, a yearly car race since 1929. The course was so narrow it was amazing to see. For our last stop of the day, we headed to the town of Menton. This town has been a part of Italy, Monaco, and eventually France, and it's less than 4 kilometers from the border with Italy. Menton is known for its colorful seaside buildings and its charming shops. We enjoyed walking along the waterfront and checking out some of the stores that sold lavender and lemon souvenirs. On our last full day in France, we spent the morning getting coffee and strolling along the Promenade d'Anglaise. We grabbed lunch from the original Foca and gelato from Finocchio, which has been serving gelato for the past 100 years. After lunch, we took our much anticipated drive up to the medieval town of Ez. This town and its windy cobblestone streets sits perched 1,400 feet above the sea and has incredible views of the Mediterranean. When we arrived, we checked into our hotel, a boutique 5-star hotel called Chateau Eza. While we waited for our room, they escorted us to the balcony for a welcome drink while we soaked in the views. We've honestly never experienced such a luxurious hotel before, and it quickly became our favorite hotel experience we've ever had. In the afternoon, we explored the exotic gardens, which was created after World War II on a chateau ruins. It has beautiful plants and succulents from around the Mediterranean region and even more amazing views of the Mediterranean Sea. In the evening, we walked down the mountain to get some dinner at a restaurant with nice views and great ambiance. We enjoyed our last dinner in France before walking back to our hotel to enjoy an amazing sunset. After 6 p.m., most of the stores and restaurants were closing down, meaning everyone except for the residents of Ez and the guests in the 14 rooms of this hotel were gone. After dark, we wandered the streets of this 14th century village where we didn't see a soul and enjoyed a peaceful walk. Ez is incredibly special, and we've never quite experienced anything like it.